a lot of things going on, and sometimes they just need somebody to ground them and say, hey, you're okay. Let me show you how you're okay. Let me show you the things that you can be grateful for today, just so you have a perspective that, it's not raining on you right now, and there's a bowl, and sometimes it just takes that simple thing to remind people how blessed they are, but also, that, we're let other people have power because they're having steak and you're having soup. But that's on, that's not significant. At least you have the soup. So it sounds really silly, but that's kind of the way it works. But how about you?
Yeah. Well, I would say, I have a good amount of people who are actually sailing through. They're actually like going and they process, they'll say, like with Thanksgiving,
Right.
I'm not really sure I want to go because I'm getting this feeling within my intuition that something bad's going to happen if I go. Right? So I've learned that I am responsible for keeping myself safe. So I'm going to take action and I'm just going to close myself in.
Right.
And and so what we've learned through processing some of this is that we, especially when we have a lot of fear-based response, we have a tendency sometimes to feel ourselves becoming dysregulated, having this feeling of being unsafe because we're expecting the past to repeat itself, or we're expecting potentially
Right.
that something bad might happen because we've never felt so good before. So when is the floor going to drop out from underneath us? And so sometimes things even come through as intuition when really they're not intuition. It's just that continuing to be in that response mode, right? So let's just say that they go and they have a good time and nothing bad happens. But then afterwards, I'll get, but I really still don't feel great. And now I'm exhausted and, whatever it might be, or I'm very anxious, I'm waking up all night. And really that just is a further indication that dysregulation is occurring.
Absolutely.
Right? And so we always go back to this, you're creating new rhythms, you're creating new vibrations, you're teaching your body, you're teaching your sympathetic, parasympathetic, central and autonomic nervous system, the new normal, the healthy normal. So it's going to take as much as it's going to take as, and our coping skills are probably that we teach are a little bit different, and I'd love to hear some of yours, but whether it's the emotional freedom technique, the tapping, or, some of the visualization, meditation, breathing, yogic movement, any kind of, polyvagal regulation, that kind of stuff. So I teach all of that because, with somatic therapy, it's all about realizing that our emotions, we store and we process our emotions, and our body is part of it. And so we can talk until the cows come home, but it's not necessarily going to help us to be able to move through and release and process in a different way.
Right.
In the way that we'd like, that's healthy, that's resilient, that shows growth, right? So, so that's what I'm seeing is like, actually, I'm doing great. And then, but why do I still not feel so great?
Well, part of that is some of those internal beliefs, and what I see from a therapeutic standpoint is, and I'll use your example. It's a good one, well, I just don't want to do that. I just sense something. And then when you go and it's all good because you were sensing something, then you feel bad because something didn't happen. Well, why can't it just be okay? It's like when I'm let down that something didn't happen. Well, the truth is that nothing was planned to happen. What was planned was your anxiety or your expectation got in the way of opportunity. And we got to be careful there. And that's where your work comes in and is so critical. Some of that somatic healing, some of that awareness. Now I use breathing technique and I use meditation frequently. I mean, I only have 2 yoga moves, standing up and sitting down. And that's about as good as it gets for me. So
you haven't done the ones that I've sent to you?
Oh, put your feet up. I did that one once. It was fun. So, yeah, I did. So anyway, which by the way, they were really good. I still have them somewhere, I think. So anyway, But yeah, but the breathing, because ultimately what you got to do is get your brain in the right place, and that's where theta, getting your brain in a theta wave, being able to
Yes.
relax, fully relax. But as people try and do it when they go to bed, but guess what? They're going to fall right asleep. It's one of those things you got to get yourself in the morning when your brain's already been rested, and they can slide into that space and it can actually do some of the best work. And teaching those techniques is, which I'm very grateful for you and your skill, allows people to understand that. So I think that's really, really key, because you're only going to change the subconscious mind is work from a theta level. You'll never do it in the conscious mind. It's just not possible.
That's
And
right.
getting people to understand that you have to be able to get your thoughts and your feelings in line so you can establish better beliefs, and that's how you do that. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. We have to combine, everything together, body, mind, and spirit.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. In order for us to be successful, and whether it comes from a clinical therapeutic perspective or whether it comes more from a coaching and a little bit more
Right.
of an esoteric perspective, it's very important and it's very impactful.
Right.
We're seeing it work more and more. I mean, I think it's fantastic that even now we see through the Veterans Association, they're as part of their therapeutic practices, they're teaching mindfulness and yoga.
Absolutely. They've gone to the whole health, the whole life concept. And
Yes.
when you can change people's way they see themselves and the way they interact with themselves, and then even in their food and in their going about their life, how they dress, how they take care of themselves, when you can change people's perspective of how they see themselves in interaction with these things, all of a sudden positive things happen, good things change, because
Yeah.
you change a perception, you change the I'm not good enough to I'm enough. That's ultimately where you got to go, because once you start acting healthy, you start living. Once you start living healthy, you start acting healthy, and that's ultimately what we're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, it's not about, like you said, the Hallmark card.
Right, right. Oh yeah, that doesn't exist here. That's a channel.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and one
Yeah,
that I don't watch.
no doubt.
Yeah. So what else do you think with what else can we share that you think would be of value? Just
I think hope is what we have to share. I think hope is the
yeah.
ultimate thing we have to, you know, there are too many resources out there, too many opportunities out there. And I know through you, myself, and many others that we believe there's an opportunity for you, and we believe in